Starting off this morning with a look over Texas right now. We're seeing this system right here. It was in the Texas Panhandle all morning. We're starting to see it move out further east, and that's really what's going to contribute to being the main weather maker here in central Texas today. We're seeing a couple of more shower activity here in North Texas, excuse me. Some of them were lightning producers. That's starting to calm down. As we look over central Texas right now, we're just seeing some of those light showers mainly in our northern zones. The rest of us are dry but a cloudy start. We're also starting off a little bit on the warm and muggy side. We have the Gulf moisture moving in with those southerly winds, making for those humid conditions. And we are also seeing that temperatures are running 5 to 10 degrees warmer than what we woke up to just yesterday. So even though most of us are taking out dry right now, by the time we get into the late morning, we're going to start to get to soaking out there. This is your look hour by hour. By the time we get to 7 o'clock, we see that rainy system mainly off to our western zones. That's going to continue to spread out throughout central Texas by the time we get into your late morning hours, and all of us are going to need the umbrellas, especially as we get into the afternoon. Look at this. As I pause at 5 o'clock, we're starting to see that storm coverage starts to amp up, and this storm is going to continue to trek further east throughout your evening hours. It's also going to pack a couple of threats, and I'm going to break what those threats are down in a little bit. We're also going to have this cold front approaching our area by the time we get into your Tuesday night. Simultaneously, that's when also we have this system that could produce some storms moving in on our eastern county. So as we go on throughout the night into the overnight hours, that cold front is going to continue to track further east, and it's going to bring along with it the chance for some of those heavier showers as well as some additional storms. By the time we get into your Wednesday morning, look at this. Some of us don't even need to get the umbrella out as we head out the door. Some of us in some of our eastern counties definitely will. By the time we get into your late Wednesday morning, we're going to start to dry things out, a partly cloudy picture, and then by the time we get to your Wednesday afternoon, completely different. We're going to be much cooler, but we're going to be on the dry side. So here's those severe weather threats I was talking about earlier. Much like yesterday, we're going to start to see damaging winds as well as damaging hail. Also have the chance that we could see a tornado. Can't rule it out, especially by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Heavy rain is also on board. So yesterday we had some showers, didn't really contribute to that much heavy rain. That's going to be a lot different. We're going to get some of the widespread heavy rain. So aerial flood watch is in effect for some of our far eastern counties. We could see up to 2 to 4 inches, with some areas getting as much higher than that 4-inch mark. But don't be surprised if this flood watch gets extended to some of our western zones. This starts at 7 o'clock. It's going to end on Wednesday. That's when we'll eventually start to see a dry picture across central Texas and the Brazos Valley. As I mentioned, 2 to 4 inches of rain are going to be possible with higher amounts in our eastern zones, but all of central Texas is in that slight risk to see those damaging wind gusts as well as that hail throughout the day. So keep that weather guard up, not only for today, but for your Wednesday. By the time we get into your Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see cooler temperatures in the 70s, below average for this time of the year. And those cool temperatures, they do stick around for your Thursday. But then we're going to start to heat up on Friday, staying in the 80s. But by the weekend, that's going to change. We'll see the 90s again just in time for your Memorial Day weekend. Then by the time we get into your Memorial Day, perfect weather for some of that poolside barbecue. We're going to see the 90s for that high.